So let's start the recording. All right. So yesterday we began the topic of siddhis. So how does one acquire siddhi? How does one acquire the yogic powers? So there are three things required for success in life. We have to realize that. So they are, the first one is concentration of mind. So the most important aspect, the yogic aspect of success is the concentration of mind. The second, once the concentration of mind is achieved, which in itself is very, and we spoke about yesterday, the three levels by which, the three parinamas by which the three levels by which we concentrate the mind actually. So the Hare Krishna, Vibhuji, thank you for joining. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
thank you for joining again.
Vibhuji.
So I was just explaining that we have three steps for success. So the first one is concentration of mind. Second is persistent effort, and third is grace of God.
Oh.
So yesterday the three parinamas we spoke about. So level one needs to stop the disturbing thoughts.
Prabhuji, what is the consistency of effort, grace of God? What is the other one?
First is concentration of mind.
Okay.
So when we speak about concentration of mind, so concentration of mind, how do you get concentration of mind? So concentration of mind, so this is the three parinamas we spoke about yesterday. So I want to share that. Okay. So let me just open up what we were speaking about yesterday. And then we will continue with the siddhis. Okay. Okay, so I'm ready to share this document now. So, so yesterday we spoke about the levels by which mind is concentrated, right? So the first level is Vyuttana Nirodha Samskara. Vyuttana Samskara, and there is Nirodha Samskara. So Vyuttana means in your mind there is always 4 levels of thoughts. So 4, that is thoughts produced due to ego. Then thoughts which are produced due to, then ego leads to attachment, because when you identify with the body, then you want the body to enjoy. So basically you have the desire to enjoy. And when you enjoy an object, you get attached to it. So that is raga. So the second type of thoughts that the mind will induce you into is the raga. The third type is dvesha. So they coexist. So when you have a liking for something, then you also have a dislike for something. So that is raga and dvesha. And the next one is called as abhinivesha. So abhinivesha means innate fear. So what happens is, because of our fear, our attachment, our aversions, and based due to ego, there are several thoughts which are emerging. Now, many of these thoughts may be, if you have been through a past experience, past traumatic experience, past suffering, you may be going through that, and you may, those thoughts may keep coming back to you even though you may not want them. Even though you may not want them, those thoughts may keep coming back to you. So that is vyuthana samskara. So they, until they are eliminated, there is no question of going deep, because that's like a hurdle. So your mind wants to go deep. You want to deep meditation. But these vyuthana samskaras are actually stopping you. So this vyuthana samskara elimination is the first step in bringing the mind together to one place. So that is called as vyuthana samskara. So, and the samskara that stops that is called as nirodha. So nirodha means the ability to stop those thoughts from sprouting. On a physical level, you can see somebody might abuse you in public and you really want to hit that person. But you know that if you, right now the confrontation is only verbal. If I get physical, then it could get back to me in a physical way. I could get hit physically also. So when I think about that effect, and if my intelligence works that way, then I stop, because once you act, then you have to be ready for the reaction. So you physically restrain yourself. So that restraining, where I think of a higher situation and I say I do not want, so I do not want to engage in this, right? So similarly, the mind, it does not want to engage in this, but unfortunately, it is unable to forget. It is unable to overcome these painful thoughts. So therefore, the first thing is, now this is assuming that you have a daily practice. So the daily practice of cleansing. So in general, in this world, in general, we are always affected by the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So mode of passion agitates. So for example, if I eat a very agitating food, and then what happens? Immediately you want, after eat, enjoy, like you eat a very heavy agitating food. You don't eat food just to gain peace and relaxation, but you eat very agitating heavy food. Then what happens? Then that food agitates these thoughts as well. So rajas, or passion, that begins the work of agitation. And similarly does tamoguna. So basically your food and lifestyle are what keep bringing them back. So if we transfer ourselves to the mode of goodness, that is the main thing. If we transfer ourselves to the mode of goodness, so mode of goodness, now this depends. So there are two ways to do this. So first one is the yogic way. See, in both, so the first is the Ashtanga yoga and the second is Bhakti yoga. So you can either practice Ashtanga Yoga to come to the mode of goodness, or you can practice Bhakti. But Ashtanga Yoga already involves Bhakti. Means in Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti is compulsory. However, in pure Bhakti, Ashtanga is not compulsory. However, for the sake of good health and for the sake of focused, for a clear mind, one can practice both. So, so in the beginning stages, anything that helps you control the mind, make the mind peaceful, is very beneficial, so to speak. So let's. So in this way, if you look at it, the first thing that happens when you come to the mode of goodness is that you don't want to dwell in these thoughts anymore, but you are powerless in the mode of passion and ignorance. However, in the mode of goodness, you cultivate the power to block these thoughts. Welcome, Rashikesh. Hare Krishna. So he calls them Nirodha parinama. So Nirodha parinama is the development of that powerful stream of opposing thoughts, or what do you call it? You make peace with that. You get the power to make peace with that. Even when they come, you realize there is nothing I can do. When they come, you realize there is nothing I can act, there is nothing I can do. However, the lessons, you come to a conclusion, then hold on to that conclusion. That's what you need. You need to hold on to a conclusion that at one point in your life, sometimes you may have come to a conclusion that I do not want, that this is it, I don't want to suffer anymore. So you may think like that, but you have to come to that conclusion. So hold on to that conclusion, and then they don't come back. So that is the first step. See, one of the ways is when you do pranayama, basically breathing. So one of the best ways, that's why last 10 minutes we just practice little deep breathing. Even I feel very calm even when speaking, and I'm sure all of you are too. This breathing, it produces a lot of very wonderful effect. Just this deep breathing. So pranayama is one of the ways where you calm down and the effect just goes away. So the next one, he says, is ekagra parinama, right? So we saw that mind is all pointed. So mind has the capacity to think about so many things at the same time. So mind has the mind always thinks about so many things at the same time. But to make the mind one pointed, so that my focus is on one particular activity. So this requires some practice. So when we practice, in every stage of practice, this is included. Because even when you do asana, you cannot be thinking of, oh my God, I got to do this. You have to focus very much on the breath. So this is inculcated from the very beginning. However, in the deeper stages of samadhi, these become very prominent. The ekagra, this becomes very, very prominent. This becomes very, very strong, ekagra. And after that, this is called samadhi parinama. I'm sorry, this is ekagra kshayadayo samadhi parinama. To make the mind one pointed is called samadhi parinama. And then to maintain this concentration, step by step at every moment. So I concentrate my mind. Now it's 5:19 p.m. here. Now 5:19:01, 5:19:02, 5:19:03. So over a period of time, there is a moment. So your mind doesn't stay still. Your mind doesn't stay still. It's like just like the air. So that stilling should take place. So that moment after moment, you are like holding on to that. So moment after moment, you are holding on to that. So in terms of chanting japa, for example, when you chant the Hare Krishna mantra or you're chanting Om, so you have to recollect yourself literally. You have to recollect yourself. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So then, before you go into the next one, you recollect yourself and you really keep focusing every moment, every moment. So then it's a series of focused moments. So it's like a series of dots, but it becomes a line. It becomes a mentality. It becomes a very, very powerful mentality. So this is something we need to realize, that there is a series of such small moments at which so the mind goes to the minutest level of concentration. So that is called as ekagrata parinama, where you are ekagra, where you are very, very focused. Etena bhutendriyeshu dharma lakshana vyakhyatha. So by this, when your mind is concentrated, so how does a yogi get a siddhi? So basically what he is doing is, because his concentration level is so deep, so he can meditate on an object at a molecular platform. So I meditate on the sun. So first I see the sun. Of course, I'm not looking at the sun. I'm meditating on the sun in the mind. And then I gradually meditate on the fire molecules. So the yogi at the stage of samadhi, the molecules of fire become visible to him. And then when he goes in deeper into those molecules, then gradually the subatomic particles he is able to see. He is able to meditate how they rapidly change every moment. He is able to meditate on them. For example, if you look at Arjuna could shoot 21 arrows every second with his hand. 21 arrows every second. Isn't that amazing? That 21 arrows every second he could shoot. That was how fast he was. Not that he was shooting 21 arrows in one shot. 21 times he could do. He was so fast. Maybe 20, but I'm giving an approximate number. But he was so fast. Now somebody can be physically so fast. So imagine a concentrated mind, how fast it is. So there is, in terms of practical application in our life, the depth of meditation is very, very, very deep. It's really very deep. You can go to the finest degree in your level of meditation. And when you are able to go to that inner finite degree, you are stilling the mind. So basically what is happening is, if I was listening to the Yoga Sutra by Krishnamacharya, and he said it is meditating on the infinite substratum. So for like example, when you are hit, when you lose consciousness, so it's like you lose track of time, right? So you lose track of time. So you are transported to a different kind of reality. So similarly, in the positive sense, in the Yoga Sutra level, you can also be transported like that. I remember my first time smoking marijuana when I was in third year of my engineering. The first time I smoked marijuana, it's a very uplifting experience. Of course, do not try this. This was before I came to the Krishna consciousness movement. But so when I smoked for the first time, I could see a very clear sky, evening sky, and I was standing like on the shore of a beach, and I had my leg on my shoulder. I was literally standing on one leg, and I was chanting Gayatri. I could see the flow of Gayatri. It's just like Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsa Viturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyayona Prachodayat. So that's like a very, very deep, very deep, you see, level of inner meditation. And eventually, a few days later, I attended a Bhagavad Gita course, and there it said that marijuana can take you to an artificial high, but in the higher stages of dhyana, you actually get that permanent high. Permanently you get that high. So this is so wonderful that when you go deep within, the mind loosens, the subtle, deeper, purer characteristics of the mind are realized. So that is in the mode of pure goodness. It needs to be very subtle, very deep, very calm set of characteristics of the mind. So that is revealed when we reach the mode of goodness and then transcend the mode of goodness to the mode of pure goodness, where there is no passion or ignorance at all. When there is no passion or ignorance at all. So the yogi's lifestyle is so fully focused on on being sattvic, keeping clean, reading scriptures every day, chanting the holy name, practicing asana pranayam every day. And the most important thing of all this is to only eat as much as you need and only eat sattvic food. This is one big difference that I've seen. Today I started on 8th. So 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. Today is 16th, right? So I'm into my 9th day of fasting, basically. So the chia seed water. So actually I feel that this is enough for the body. There is so much fat in the belly, it is enough to digest for 30 days. It is said that the body fat, your body fat is so much that literally you can survive for 30 days by just drinking water. I'm still having chia seeds. So it has completely reversed. I could see all the fat in the stomach. That is the first thing to go. But in a short period of time, you will notice that it also pulls off your liver fat. On the 7th, 8th day, your liver fat starts digesting. All of a sudden you begin to feel healthy. So when fasting for the body works so much, imagine the mind in a pratyahara, when you withdraw the mind from unwanted activity. Right now we are all fearful of so much of media bombardment, and everyone is so fearful that you feel like you need this bombardment. It's like a cocaine addiction. It's like a sugar addiction. So I've been eating so much. Okay, so yes, so there are two things that can actually happen. So that there are two things that can actually happen. So stress could lead to. So one is eating. So one is eating, and second is fasting. So fortunately, I was focused on writing this book, and I had a desire to strongly fast for 30 days. So somehow that desire was there for me to finish this book. So somehow I could not travel. I had to postpone all my traveling plans, and all of a sudden it came together. So what happens is, because we haven't made the plan to basically see, the thing is, we need to educate ourselves. So that is why it is called as swadhyaya, and that is the purpose of this. That is the actual purpose of this satsang, this Zoom conference. Is I was doing it on Facebook, but I was really don't know who was joining and who was not joining. So I thought Zoom will be, at least people can ask personal questions and we can deal with each other personally. So that's what I did. But generally, sattva involves, actually stress can be overcome either by fasting or feasting. So both ways. In the previous yugas, for example, if somebody had a bad dream, somebody is having a very bad day, he's going through a lot of difficulty, first thing they would do is fast. First thing they would do is fast. And what happens is, when they fast, as they fast, when they would fast, immediately it calms down your senses, because we do either the opposite. To calm down the senses, either you eat too much, then your senses are like, you have overeaten, you need to just lie down, or you are too much filling it up, but then that wants more. So the methodology you apply at one stage, then the methodology is what you apply again and again and again. So therefore, in order to have a sattvic or a long-term solution, we need to apply a methodology that is sattvic. That is, sattvic means that is sustainable. So eating too much, for example, either due to stress or any situation, so that's not sustainable. Just like our one of our devotees wrote a very beautiful article. He wrote, bad karma is not sustainable, especially regarding animal killing. So basically something that is not sustainable. So for the body, you eat too much, body can get sick, but you eat less, it is good for the body. So this sattva, so this comes with a proper, for example, now Saturday is Ekadashi, it's a very good day to fast, but most of our even Hare Krishna devotees, I'm seeing that they make potato fry, they make this, they make potato pizza. I mean, what can get worse, you know? So they make a huge feast out of it. So therefore, if we really want to get the real benefits of the concentration of mind, it has very much to do with the food. So a yogi, it is said, mitahari, brahmachari, tyagi, yogi, parayanaha. The first thing that a yogi does in order to attain concentration is mitahara. Even in Bhagavad Gita, yuktahara. And then you also atyahara, eating too much is bad. So there is so much emphasis given in terms of diet. Can you give advice on how to best fast for Ekadashi? Yes, exactly. So Ekadashi, what I generally do is I follow the same routine as what I'm doing right now. So in Ekadashi fast, so it's a beautiful question. So Ekadashi is the best day to meditate, best day to chant, best day to overcome all sorts of stress. So what we need to do is Ekadashi, especially, we need to what I do is I soak the chia seeds. So basically me and my wife, we have a two-pronged plan. So first plan is, so best is if we can drink only water. I never recommend dry fast because our body is, nobody can, today's day and age, we do not have the strength to do it every time. But if we soak chia seeds, so it's in my book, Food for the Soul. And we have a lot of recipes with the chia seeds. And what we do is we soak the chia seeds overnight, and like 5 teaspoons of chia seeds. So once you soak them, then in the morning, you do it in 4 cups of water, and then you mix it with 1 gallon of water. And then you mix the chia seed, add 2 lemons to it, and after adding 2 lemons, then you can
ginger.
Also you can add lemon is very important to keep it alkaline. What we also do is, for taste, we add a little maple syrup.
Kokum?
Kokum, I mean, see, each recipe has to be individual. If you add kokum, then just keep kokum.
No.
What we do is, for example, I do 1 day peach, 1 day dragon fruit. So what you do is, you make a juice and you just mix it with that. That's all, along with the maple syrup. So it's a nice cooling, it's very cooling drink. So what are you about to say?
You said chia seeds, lemon. 2 elements you have told for that Ekadasi drink.
Yeah, basically chia seed, lemon, and maple syrup if you want. A couple of spoons just to little sweetener, but maple syrup has almost 0 sugar, so it's not really counting as sugar. So if we follow this recipe, it's very, very beneficial. So in our book, we have several combinations like ginger, mint, ginger, kiwi, kiwi, mint, blueberry, blackberry. So you can add any combo of fruit juice you want, and then you have like a gallon and a half of this juice, and that's what you keep drinking. Whenever you feel hungry, just drink, and after some time you will feel a coolness in your belly. You will feel peaceful, like there is a lot of urine, clear urine will come. You are actually very nicely, the urine will go out, and you will feel a lot of coolness in your belly. You will see a lot of benefits, amazing benefits. So we've been doing this regularly, and in all my 8 days of fast, this is the main ingredient. As a backup, if you feel very, very hungry, then we would suggest doing a smoothie. So any fruit with banana, and then you make a smoothie. Don't mix milk and dahi, all that with the smoothie. Fruit and banana, that's enough. So in that way you will find that it will create a good smoothie mix. Morning we give our kids just smoothies. You can add raisins, soaked raisins in the smoothie if you want. Soaked raisins are very good to clear the belly also. So in this way, if the diet is sattvic, the mind also comes to the mode of goodness. And also we should follow up with that kind of diet. If we eat very heavy food, like too much rice, too much chapati, all these things, so they are very difficult. And how to break fast? Yes, how to break fast? Generally, we keep a little sprouts. If you can make sprouts, methi sprouts or general sprouts. Sprouts are good, one way. Or we generally make like simple, just rice moong dal, little bit khichdi, little bit, not heavy, very little. So the main thing is how much you eat, the portions. So the more you eat, the more it'll create problems. So if we sprouts are the best. If not sprouts, then you take a little khichdi or even just moong dal. You can make moong dal or even a soup. Making a soups are very, very beneficial. So in this way, you can find that in many different ways, we can curb the tendency to overeat, eat light, and relax. So it benefits a lot. So basically, just like the bodily food needs to be controlled, so similarly, the mental food also needs to be controlled. So today, people are on a binge watch, Netflix, Hulu, all these things. So what happens with this is that it actually jams the nerve, the ether, the sound levels that the mind can hold, that the mind can actually hold. So whatever the mind can actually hold, the levels that the mind can hold, it is actually pervaded. Then what happens? Clearing them is a problem. You can fill it up, but then clearing is tough. So the more the mind doesn't indulge in the external disturbance, and the more the mind doesn't indulge in internal disturbance, so it has to be both, then the path of knowledge is clear. The path of knowledge is very, very clear. It's very beautiful, actually. So that is the first step. Second is, as the knowledge pathway becomes clear, as you feel lighter, then the second thing is to focus. Then you extend the focus. So mode of goodness keeps focus and extends the focus also. It's very, very, overall, it's very, very powerful, very, very beneficial. Okay, so any questions, comments so far? We have had questions, but any more doubts, questions, comments at this point? No? Okay. So, okay, thank you. So the thing is that as the concentration levels increase, a yogi is able to deeply meditate on any aspect. So the first thing that he has to focus is his own mind. So it says by directly observing one's subtle conditioning, one gets knowledge of one's previous birth. So basically everything begins with deeper observation. So just like a scientist observes in a microscope, so a yogi observes. So many things cannot be seen with the eyes. Those are seen with the mind. Mind is also a sense. So when you meditate within the mind, it sees things which the eyes cannot see. That is the capacity that the mind has. That is in the Yoga Sutra. That is how you get Siddhi. Mind can experience things which the eyes cannot see and experience. So explore the potential of the mind, basically. You're actually exploring the potential of the mind. And when this potential of the mind is fully explored, it can really give amazing level of knowledge. You can be a good astrologer, you can be a good star observer, you can understand. It said if you meditate on the sun, so the sun god is responsible for the planetary formations. So the sun god is responsible for different planetary formations, and by meditating on sun, this knowledge is revealed to you. Similarly, by meditating on the moon, the knowledge of all the stars is revealed to you. By meditating on your own mind, you can know your past life, your present life, your future life, your time of death, everything. So all this capacity is hidden within the mind. But how do we actually do that? We have to go deeper within our own mind. These powers do exist. In Jaya, one guy is Jaya TV. One guy is advertising. He's saying that by the power of nature, I have been able to realize. I have been able to see my own past births, and I can initiate you into seeing your past births. I am not asking you to subscribe to Jaya TV, but I saw this ad, and if they are doing it on a public television, means there is something to it. So there is a power, and that power is the. So we may or we may not be interested in those powers. We may be interested only in concentration, but here it gives you the real potential to which the mind can go to. And we can really see from that point of view, it's an enticing prospect where we can really go within ourselves. We can really focus on what on reducing the physical necessities, reducing the inputs to the mind, reducing all these things, and then gradually meditate on one point, meditate on the holy name, meditate on Om, meditate on, things which we need. So basically, minimum time to sit during meditation, if you really want the wonderful benefits of meditation, it is said one should sit for at least 24 minutes. 2 hours is recommended, but 2 hours in the beginning is too much. So 24 minutes, if you're able to sit at one point without flinching, unflinchingly, so then you get tremendous benefits.
Prabhuji, going back to the previous one,
Mm-hmm.
Can we give some examples of conditioning, subtle conditioning? So, subtle conditioning meaning why I hate someone, or why I reacted to someone something like this, or why I have such an inclinations. Is that what it meant there? What they mean by subtle conditioning?
Yes. For example, we have our conditioning. For example, we are born Indian, for example, and it is natural for us to hate Pakistan. For example, correct? The moment you think of Pakistan, you think horrible country, this, that, right? We think that. Suppose now you think you are American, now you hate WHO. Maybe the Chinese, whatever, right? So you can, so that is called subtle conditioning. So moment you think, you can still be what you are, but not hate anybody. But why is this hate there? So it's like your mind is not able to dissect and take the best out of it. You take everything. So I'm Indian, means I love cricket, I love Hindi movies, I love this, I'm attracted to this, I love my team, I love my cricket team, whatever. So, so these things are there. So subtle conditioning means you go into the root cause. So that's called RCA, root cause analysis, right? So you see, what happens is when my mind is not going out, right now my mind is continuously going out. There is no question of looking in. So first I stop and then I look in. So then my mind, my thoughts become visible. That's what they do in Vipassana meditation, right? So you sit down and mindfulness, you just observe your mind. What is it doing? Just one day, just give up everything and just observe your mind. You fast and you observe your mind. You see what is happening. You see what is right, what is wrong. And you see what is popping up all the time. So what is popping up all the time? Your desire, your past karma, all these things, they keep popping up. So first the outward vyuthana samskara should be stopped. Then you stop creating new samskaras. Then you start going within. And then you are able to see the mind within. What is all your past karma from millions of lives is actually saved in the mind. The karmashaya, all the actions, all the activities of past life, this life, everything is recorded. It is there. It is fully recorded. That is what Yamaraj is saying. That is what Chitragupta is saying. Everybody is seeing the live visuals. They can play the tape back and say, look, this is what you did. It is there. The recording is there. But we have to be able to, we can also have an access to it when we actually go within. When we actually focus within. Okay?
Yeah, I'm interested in Prabhuji just because that might help us in looking at this body as a road. That distancing, ourselves from this bodiness body consciousness.
Yeah, that is the purpose of this meditation. So you go within. So right now we are strongly ingrained in identifying with the body.
Yeah.
But we have to ingrain. So you go to the level of the mind, you go to the level of intelligence, and then you go to the level of the soul. It's a gradual process. It is actually a gradual process. But we can do it if we follow the right steps to do it. Okay? All right. Any other questions, quick questions, comments before we...
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Mhm.
Prabhu, one time you mentioned that that the lecture that when you showed the picture of Paramatma, Vishnu's picture, Lord Vishnu's picture. So you're saying that his body is not made up of like us, like we have veins and all that. So how regarding the soul also, when soul get his own body, like when he goes into spiritual body, so he same soul will also get same body.
Yes, soul has its body without veins, without blood, without nerves, without anything. It is a body completely made for bliss. It is completely made out of bliss. It is meant to be completely blissful. So the more you are able to access it, the more you are able to focus on it, then the soul will be, then you are connected to that bliss. So that is why it says Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. Moment you realize this nature of yours, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati, he never laments, na kankshati, nor does he desire. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu, he remains equal to all. So the soul has the same qualitatively the body same as Krishna. But quantity wise, Krishna is unlimited, the soul is limited. That's why that is the difference between Krishna and the soul. It's the same, but that's why we say Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, means we are God and not God simultaneously.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. All right. So, with no more questions, let us go ahead with the Yoga Nidra meditation. Get into a rhythm of deep breathing. Inhale and exhale deeply. Now gradually focus on deep breathing in your throat region. Inhale and exhale deeply. Inhale and exhale. Feel the breath in the throat. Concentrate on your throat region. Gradually meditate on all your toes. Feel your toes relaxing. Put all your energy meditating on those toes. Continue deep breathing, soles of the feet, heels, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, buttocks, pelvis, perineum. Now gradually move on to your hands. Just touch the forefinger and the thumb. Palm, back of the palm, wrist, forearm, elbows, biceps, triceps, shoulders, shoulder blade, lower abdomen, navel, upper abdomen, chest, neck, chin, lips, cheeks, nose, eyes, eyebrows, in between the eyebrows, temples, forehead, top of the head, back of the head, entire back of the legs. Meditate on yourself sitting on top of a mountain. Feel yourself completely relaxed. This cool, wonderful breeze calming you down. Your body is feeling lighter, almost like transparent, and a bright light emanating from your heart. Meditate on the mind within the heart, the blissful mind, transparent mind, the soul, the super soul. The mind can realize the soul, can realize the highest reality of life. Breathe in and out. Feel the beautiful rising sun reflected in your heart. The light of the soul is equal to 9 suns. Om. Breathe deeply, calm down. Feel a very calming energy around you, awakening the soul. Feel the peace. Feel energized. You are this blissful soul, happy soul, blissful soul. You are not this body. You are the blissful soul. Always meditate on this blissful soul. There are no problems in life. All the happiness will come. Inhale and exhale deeply. Once again, imagine sitting on top of the mountain and you are joining your hands, meditating on the sun, thanking the sun, relaxing, energized, fully energized. Coming back to your body, open up your eyes, relax completely. Feel the strength and energy. We have had a very wonderful session, deep delving into the mind and the soul. Open up your eyes. So let us end today's session. Say bye. So we'll thank you all for joining so regularly. And tomorrow we have more deeper secrets in store. As I'm writing more, I'm realizing so much more because every day before I write, before I speak, 5 o'clock morning, almost 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I'm continuously writing. So there is so much focus. So it helps when I speak. Also, it helps to me to express it even deeper. So thank you all so much. And
Prabhuji, it's tomorrow you are conducting or Mataji
oh
conducting?
yeah, tomorrow is Friday, right? I'm sorry. So tomorrow's Fridays will be a practical yoga session only on Fridays. So the only thing is, because I'm doing this time and because we have the kids to take care. So when she does, I have to take care of the kids. So we cannot both do at the same time, although it's the same time. So tomorrow it will be Sundari's session, and then I'll see you again on Saturday. Hmm?
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Haribol.